The ASEAN Common Guidelines on Substantive Examination on Trademarks and those on designs are one of the success stories of the cooperation of the EU IPO with the ASEAN IP offices.
The Common Guidelines covers various topics, including definition, visibility, novelty, product indications, technical and functional features, representation of designs, multiple applications, and unity of designs.
This work started with a previous program called ICAP 3, has continued with the current program, ARISE IPR, in which, for instance, for the trademark guidelines have been an update and a revised version with the new trends. These guidelines, which has been translated to all the different ASEAN languages, are now available for being used by the examiners and the users through the publication that takes place on the ASEAN IP portal and the webpage of the ARISE Plus IPR program.
ASEAN Common Guidelines are divided into absolute grounds and relative grounds. It provides better understanding to the local business and stakeholders in understanding the substantive requirements under the trademark application and registration in Malaysia.
The guidelines are an excellent tool, not only for internal use by the examiners, but particularly for the users. It's really useful for users to know what the common elements of the practice of all of the countries in the ASEAN region are, so that then they can know how to apply and use the system. The guidelines are also really useful for convergence, for identifying areas where practices could converge even further.
Ianya juga boleh membantu perniagaan tempatan ketani untuk memperolehi pengetahuan yang meluas tentang tanda perniagaan ini atau reka bentuk perindustrian. Dengan merujuk garis pandu ini juga boleh mengenal pasti sama ada tanda perniagaan ataupun bentuk perindustrian itu boleh diterima untuk membuat pendaftaran ataupun tidak di negara ASEAN yang lain.
The fact to have a common instrument under which the examiners of these offices have the task to examine trademarks and designs will create a common ground and common practice between all the IP offices. This is also something that will allow to align the practices in the ASEAN IP offices with the worldwide international standards.
For the examination, the usage of the common guideline can help the examiner to have a high level of the consistency in making the decision in the particularly the difficult cases.
They actually give a consistent and concrete advice on what can be accepted and what can't be accepted. It'll make work much easier for the examiners, as they will actually have this written down in black and white and be able to apply it in a consistent manner.
The Common Guidelines serve as a practical training tool for trademark examiners and as a reference document for professional advisors and industrial property agents.
The ASEAN Common Guidelines have been giving the significant benefit for LAUREP for the examination of application and upgrading our national regulation on trademark and industrial design.
So far, IP Vietnam is using the Common Guidelines as a practical reference. We use the Common Guidelines to supplement our domestic guidelines.
MIPO is actively encouraging its trademark officers and public to use and refer to these common guidelines.